Have you ever heard of the foul-faced killer? Apparently, there's been a string of serial killings all over the country that link back to this one guy who wears a leather bird mask. The murders all occurred within the last 3 months. According to investigators, the majority of the victims were chosen at random. The others were witnesses to his crimes. The killer has a reputation for brutally murdering all 65 of his victims with a baseball bat. In most of the cases, the victims were bludgeoned to death. In other cases, they were strangled with the bat. But then there were the more disturbing cases, in which the killer would create more gruesomely unique ways to use the bat. It started with victim 21, where he choked the victim to death by forcing the handle of the bat down their throat. He's also known for leaving a similar piece of evidence at each crime scene. A single crow feather. All from the same bird. But what I've found the most chilling is the location and time that 2 specific killings took place. Victim 47 was killed at 2:35 a.m. on December 19th, 2012 in Cleveland, Ohio. Then, victim 48 was killed at 1:44 a.m. on the same day in Jacksonville, Florida. There's only a 9-minute difference between the two. How could he have possibly have traveled across the country in only 9 minutes? Some believe that it's a copycat, and others suggest that it's some kind of cult, but all eyewitnesses' descriptions of the killer were all too similar, meaning there couldn't have been more than just one. Now, this has been going on for months, and you're probably wondering why I've just now brought it up. Well, it's because I think he's here, in my neighborhood. An hour ago, I was driving home from work, and I decided to take a shortcut down an alley. There was a silhouette standing directly in the middle of the path. It didn't seem unusual to me at first. I usually saw people out walking on my way home. So I slowed down, just to give it enough time to see me and move out of the way. But it didn't move. I assumed it didn't notice me, so I honked my horn. Nothing. It didn't make the slightest movement, or even acknowledge my presence. I was alarmed by this, but against my better judgment, I slowly continued towards the silhouette. As I drew closer, my headlights shined on the figure in the darkness. It was a man, dressed in a black leather coat, with a hood placed over his head. I stopped. His hands were tightly wrapped with electrical tape and caked with blood, and in his right hand was a bloody bat. I immediately shifted my car into reverse and screeched out of the alley, but not before he turned his head towards me, and I laid my eyes on that ominous mask. It was just like all of the witnesses had described. A black leather mask, with a long open beak where the nose should be, a studded strap under the chin and in each corner of the forehead. His brown eyes glared into mine, even as I sped off. The eye contact never broke. It made me feel helpless, and I don't know why. I dialed 911 when I got home and alerted them of the situation. They've been circling the area for a while now. I just wanted to warn everyone in the surrounding area to take extra precautions when locking up their homes tonight. If you own a gun, I suggest you keep it on hand. I've already taken the liberty of locking all of my doors and windows, but for some reason, I still don't feel safe. It's odd, I feel like I'm being watched.